Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first special virtual episode of Polloi. Our special guest today is Marcella, who some of you might know, but some of you maybe you don't know Marcella. Um, and so I'm going to ask Marcella, please introduce yourself. We'd like to hear your name, what your major was at UNH, and what year you graduated from UNH.
Of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Marcella Oliveira. I graduated from UNH a year ago in 2020, and my major was in classics, languages, and literature.
Wow, that's amazing. I can't believe it's been a whole year.
Crazy.
Okay, so what the heck are you up to now? Where are you? What are you doing there? Give me the whole rundown.
Of course. Well, right now I'm in my office. I am a first year grad student at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. As of late, I've been interested in reception and been doing some work with one of the professors here on the classical tradition and its reception.
So, do you have a favorite memory from the UNH Classics program?
I do have a favorite memory. One I have many great memories from the classics program at UNH, but one that sticks out is when I was there my freshman year. Um, I was in the intermediate Latin class with Professor Joanna Kenty, who's no longer at UNH, unfortunately, but she was awesome. And there was an event going on at the WIT where former President Barack Obama was coming to speak. And yeah, it was crazy. And it was a huge deal at the time. And we wanted to go see him as a Latin class, but it was during our class time. And Professor Kenty kind of allowed us to go. So we all went as a class, um, like the students, and we did our Latin that we would have done in class while we waited for the program because it was like a long line and like a long way to get into the WIT. So we just had class during that time and we called it Latin in line. And I thought that was so fun.
That is a really great memory. I think one of the best ones I've ever heard. Um, wow. Okay. Um, so I'm going to mix things up now, and I'm going to share one of my favorite memories that has to do with Marcella at UNH. And this is going to function as a really smooth segue into the reason that Marcella is really here. So last year, probably around this time, it was probably just before we got sent home because of the coronavirus. And Marcella was, I don't know, I think she might have been having a bad day or something. I don't know. But something possessed me to walk down to Hannaford's, which is a pretty long and sweaty walk when it's, springtime in Durham, and get a couple Lunchables to share with Marcella. And Marcella she was a vegan then. I don't know if she's still a vegan. But I tried to go to the dining hall to get some vegan cheese because I thought they would have like some in a little container, but they didn't have any. So Marcella ate her pizza Lunchable just with the sauce, and I ate mine with cheese. And that is my favorite memory of Marcella at UNH. But I know what you're thinking is, Fiona, why have you been talking about lunch on all the episodes of this stupid show? Um, and there is a reason, and the reason is also the reason I invited Marcella here today, and it is because she is the founder of a very important academic theory, which has changed my life. And I think to my audience, it might be about to change your life. And so this theory is called teacher lunch. And Marcella, would you be willing to provide us with just a quick definition of teacher lunch, and then we'll dig deeper into it?
Of course. Um, I'm really excited to be here and to be talking about teacher lunch with you, Fiona. That was a great memory. I love that. Teacher lunch is, as you might imagine, a teacher's lunch. Um, so yeah, shorthand, it's a teacher's lunch, but there is a connection here. Um, and that connection is that throughout your whole life, teacher lunch has always had the same smell. You know it when you're in elementary school, you know it when you're in middle school, high school, college. It doesn't matter where you are, how old you are, teacher lunch always smells the same. And it always just brings me back to my grade school years.
At my elementary school, I remember walking by the teacher's room and just getting this waft of a smell I don't know how to describe other than that it is the smell of a teacher's lunch. It's a good smell. I don't want to get anyone wrong. It's a wonderful, beautiful smell that you always want to be smelling. Um, and I hope this resonates with my audience because when Marcella introduced it to me, I was like, yes, you're so right. You're so right about this. My whole life, I've been smelling that smell. Where does the smell come from? What is it? And I don't know if there's a real answer to this, but we can maybe talk it out, see if we come up with anything.
Of course, that is a great question. And you're right that there isn't one good answer for this. Um, but teacher lunch, it just has that specific smell. And the best way that I can describe this smell is some sort of red sauce, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
spaghetti,
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Uh-huh.
right? But it doesn't mean that the teacher has SpaghettiOs. The teacher could have a salad. The teacher could have a steak. The teacher could have the red sauce. It doesn't matter
Peanut
what
butter and jelly sandwich.
butter and jelly.
Anything takes on the smell of teacher lunch.
If a teacher is having a lunch, it will smell like teacher lunch.
It's just true. You cannot deny it.
That's the phenomenon behind it.
Yeah, I'm glad you said the red sauce because that's sort of in my head when I imagine like the quintessential teacher lunch. What I'm picturing is a Tupperware container that's maybe it has the red sauce and it's got some pasta, maybe some stew, something like that. Um, and whatever, but it doesn't have to be that. That if you're trying to imagine the smell, that's what I would imagine. But next time you're around a teacher who's eating lunch, just take a moment, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and I think you will smell teacher lunch. Okay, so my understanding about your life right now, Marcel, you have an office. You are a TA of some sort. What's your title in that capacity?
So yes, I'm a TA. I'm a teaching assistant for one of the courses here, a gen ed course that is offered. It's a large lecture similar to the myth lecture that you have at UNH, um, but the class that I TA for is called American Race and Ethnicity in the Classical Tradition.
So you would call yourself a teacher in a way.
I might call myself a teacher because once a week I have 3 sections of this course that I'm in charge of. So yes, once a week um, I teach my students. So I would call myself a teacher.
So do you ever have lunch at the same time that once a week time that you're teaching and you're also eating lunch? Do they ever overlap?
They don't quite overlap, and it is unfortunate because I don't meet with my students in person this semester.
So you don't, as of now, you have never had a teacher lunch, you don't think?
I haven't earned the teacher lunch yet, but I
Wow.
will be teaching probably the same course in the fall, and it will be in person. So it'll be my first time teaching in person. I'm very excited. And I might experience teacher lunch then.
Maybe you can bring, I mean, as we said, it could just be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Throw that in a paper bag, bring it to class, take a bite of it, and see if the smell occurs, right?
That might be my first discussion on the first day of class.
I think it's important to impart this knowledge to the next generation and to we're kind of on the East Coast. You're more in the middle now. Make it a cross country uh, theory.
I want to reach the largest audience as possible. I want enough people to know about teacher lunch. So it touched my heart. I can see that it touched yours. I'm hoping I can send that off to my students as well.
Yeah, I think that's really beautiful, and I'm hoping that my audience today is will take this to heart too, and will spread the good word. Um, okay, so my traditional final question on this show is: have you had lunch today?
I have not had lunch today yet. No.
Okay, so my traditional follow-up question when I get that answer is like, are you going to have lunch later and what will it be? Or if you're not going to have lunch, which I don't have lunch every day, it's not, I mean, I'm not a teacher, so I don't need to. But what is your dream lunch for the day?
Okay. So I have not had lunch today. I might have lunch. I don't have any classes that I need to attend today. So when I'm done here in my office, I will probably go home and have a late lunch. Um, and today, I will most likely have um, 2 slices of sourdough
Okay. Ooh.
with fig jam, some thin slices of brie, and then sometimes I put veggie bacon on top. I'm vegetarian. Um,
Wow.
with prosciutto on it, so I sometimes put veggie bacon on it. So that's probably what I will have for lunch later.
That's an amazing lunch. It's much better than the shepherd's pie answer I've gotten from previous guests. Um, yeah, would you ever eat shepherd's pie?
If it was a vegetarian shepherd's pie, like with a meat substitute, of course I would. Not a whole shepherd's pie, but a little.
I don't even understand what shepherd's pie is, but I guess that's something for another day. All right, Marcella, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
And that is the end of the episode.